Today, we're going to talk about Google Gemini. And Google Gemini is an amazing tool, and it has a lot of use cases.
Google's AI tools are probably one of the most underutilized tools in people's toolkits today. A lot of people use ChatGPT or Claude, sometimes Copilot, but right now, I think a lot of people are missing out on using everything that Google has to offer, both in desktop and mobile, whether it's Gemini's assistant on your phone or various tools that go through Google Workspace. In addition to Gemini, just the ChatGPT app, whether it's for programming, brainstorming, creative ideas, writing, Google has various other tools like NotebookLM, which we're going to go over today, where literally you can take a whole bunch of source content online, put it together. It will summarize all the content. It will also give you ways to learn about the content. And one of the coolest features is it can take all that content and turn it into a podcast where you can listen to it. Imagine you're doing a little bit of research for something. You take a whole bunch of YouTube videos and links with articles from the internet, you compile it, and then you generate a quick little 10, 15, 20-minute podcast to listen to on your day, on your way to work. And it allows you to really consume the information in a different way and learn about some of the information. Personally, I love podcasts, and this is probably one of those tools that a lot of people are missing out. In addition to Gemini and NotebookLM, if you use Google Workspace, whether that's Google Documents, Slides, or Sheets, Gemini is incorporated and you can use it throughout that to create custom spreadsheets and different types of documents. Imagine you're doing research for a project. You use Google's deep research within Gemini to create a general outline, and that is based on source information on websites. You then take that and you summarize that information to create a document or a PowerPoint presentation. Normally, I don't know about you, but that used to take me a couple days sometimes with research and being disrupted. Now you can do that all within maybe less than 30 minutes, and in some cases, even less than that. So it's really cool. And hopefully today we'll dive into looking at things. The last is Google's AI Studio. So if you want to learn about something, you can actually use this for free, and this will stream your screen real time and allow you to actually ask questions about how to do various things. Here's an example. I'm going to click share my screen.
Okay, I understand you're talking about a screen. Is there anything specific you'd like to discuss about it?
Yeah, can you show me how to create a new spreadsheet in Google Sheets?
Sure, I can help with that. To create a new spreadsheet in Google Sheets,
So
you can start.
first, we'll see what you can do in Gemini Advanced. As I mentioned previously, there's different models. Right now, the 2.0 Flash model seems to be one of the most powerful models that's the most versatile. You can compare it to ChatGPT's latest models. They do have some thinking experimental, which will show you the chain of thought for something. So let's give it a try right now. Brainstorm some. As you can see, there's a chain of thought in the news recently. DeepSeek, you may have heard of, was one of the first AI tools that's free to use this chain of thought. And now ChatGPT and Gemini have implemented that within a couple of their models. So the response is based on this. And it's pretty helpful because if you're trying to create prompts and you want to go back through kind of the thinking that goes behind the scenes to create a response, it allows you to reverse engineer something. For me personally, I rather just ask the tool to create something for itself. So if I was to create a image, I want to create an image of a blue dog. Now, sometimes you get what you're thinking of, but more than often you get something that you don't want. So this is not an image that I want. What's helpful is you can ask the actual tool to write a prompt. So I'm asking it to write an image prompt for AI to describe a photorealistic blue dog. So in this case, it shows me the prompt. Next, we're going to go to NotebookLM. So if you have a paid version, then you get the plus version, which allows you some additional features and allows you to input more sources. You can upload your own documents and you can create a new notebook. So you can have as many notebooks as you want, to my knowledge at this time. Let's go and create a notebook and I'll show you how it works. So within the dashboard, you see your sources and you see you can upload sources in the chat, and then you have your studio. So let's just go to YouTube and I'm going to copy some links. And I'll add some sources, which will be a YouTube link. So the cool thing about the source documents is you can insert things from your Google Drive, you can paste text, or you can insert links or YouTube video links. In this case, let's just go and all right. So for the purposes of this demo, I have added 3 YouTube videos and a website link. Within this, it's already started to create a chat and summarize some of these things. So I can create a briefing doc, I can add notes, or I can select an audio overview of this. The coolest feature, like I mentioned, is the podcast feature, which is over here, where you can generate a deep dive conversation. And you do have the ability to customize some of those things. So I'm going to say focus on use cases only and generate this conversation. Now it does take a few minutes, so you can go and do some other things while this just loads and waits. We can go ahead and create a briefing doc as well. And you see the study guide feature as well. So all these are really powerful ways where you can learn a whole bunch of content. You can do a deep dive with the plus version, up to 300 different types of sources, and it will synthesize, summarize. You can ask questions. It's really cool. Here's an example of the briefing doc. It shows how quickly you can summarize this information. You can ask this questions, so I can chat with all this information. And within the chat, it's also going to link directly to the sources that you've uploaded. This is definitely one of the most powerful AI learning tools right now on the market. It's great for students, it's great for teachers, or it's just great for anybody trying to learn about various topics. Hopefully with time, this will get a little bit faster, because right now it does take 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how many sources, sometimes a little bit longer if you have quite a few different types of sources. All right, so now that it's taken these 3 videos and this one website link, and it's turned into a almost 25-minute conversation. So I'm going to play this. You can listen to this. Note, they do have an interactive mode where you can actually talk to the two podcast hosts. So listen to this. This is pretty wild.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's deep dive is going to be awesome. We're talking all about how AI is becoming a tool you can use right now, like today.
No more waiting for the future, right?
Exactly. Specifically, we're diving into Google's Gemini 2.0 and all the amazing practical stuff it can do.
Yeah, and what's really cool is just from these 3 YouTube videos you sent me, we see just how many different ways people are using Gemini 2.0. And the fact that it's free to use, that opens up a world of possibility.
Doesn't it? It really feels like AI is becoming accessible to everyone.
Totally.
Okay, so the first video dives into how Gemini 2.0 can be like your business brain.
Oh, this is a good one.
As you can listen to, that's pretty cool. They have this interactive mode where you can actually play the audio and then interact with this.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh, wait,
What are
someone
the,
wants to join. Hey,
Yeah.
go for it.
what are the top 3 use cases based on all these sources?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and it's fun to think about the top yeses.
Based on the videos in that article, I'd say the top 3 use cases are business analysis, content creation, and deep research.
That's a solid top 3. What's fascinating here is
In addition to this, making an audio podcast for you, you can actually talk to this, ask questions, and it can change. You can download this audio file and you can use that or save that for later. Overall, I think NotebookLM is pretty amazing. And it's one of those things you can play around with it. You can create a central hub for your business, for your workplace, various documents. It's just the opportunities are endless for this. Next, we'll talk about email. So if you have a paid version of Gemini or you have a work account that's enabled, you can actually use Gemini to reply to various things. So if you go to create a reply, it has usually 3 automatic responses in here, or you can click describe your message. So with a prompt, it can reply to an email. The other tools, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Slides. So within this, imagine you create, help me write, create. So imagine if I create a document. So normally you might do some research online. So you could go to Gemini and go to the deep research. And you could say research. So the deep research is going to take a prompt that you create. Then it's going to put it into kind of this research prompt. And you can customize this. You can review this and look at it, edit the plan. But in this case, I'm just going to go for what Gemini created. Click start research. So what this will do is it will go out to the internet and it will sometimes 20 or 30 websites. Sometimes it's hundreds of websites, depending on what you're trying to research and how detailed your prompt is. And it will create a document. So imagine you do a deep research. Once this is done, you turn it into a Google document and you use that document to create a PowerPoint presentation. Within this Google slide presentation, you can use and create images using Gemini. So custom images for a PowerPoint or slide presentation. And the other thing too is you can use existing data. So if you have a spreadsheet, you can take that, customize it really quickly and create something different or better. Or you can quickly create various template-based spreadsheets within Google Sheets using Gemini. So imagine if you wanted to create a task or project tasks, you could insert this, and within here, this little Gemini icon, you can click help me create a table. And within this, you can customize the table just using prompts. So in this case, say you're creating a website. It's really cool though. You can have an existing spreadsheet and ask questions about it. You can create an entirely new spreadsheet, personalize all this information. You can click summarize this table and it will go into chat so you can have a conversation about the spreadsheet. So say somebody sends you a spreadsheet with multiple tabs, multiple information, and you're just trying to summarize and understand it really quickly. Gemini can be used for that, or it can just be used to create a new spreadsheet from scratch using existing data sources. It's definitely powerful within Google Workspace. And now you have Google AI Studio, which can actually screen record what's on your screen, and you can ask questions about various softwares or ask for demos or how to do something, and it will talk to you through the process.